So now we're going to be creating a game class, and the question you definitely will be asking yourself is, what is the game class and what am I going to be using it for? I have my ball, I have my paddle, that's everything that I have on the screen. And yeah, so the first thought of having a game class is this bit of logic here, right? So we have the score that is being kept track of and printed to the screen, and logically speaking, it shouldn't belong here in the ball class, right? It just like it doesn't have to do with the ball, right? The movement of the ball and the parameters that the ball needs to move have to do with the ball, so we should put it here. If it hits the paddles, that belongs to the ball, right? We should put it here. But the keeping of the score just logically doesn't belong here, and it doesn't really belong here in the text class or the paddle class. So that just brings up the need to create a game class, and the game class, if we're kind of conceptualizing it, will contain all the logic that has to do with the running of the game. So like the keeping of the score, the blinking of the text, the switching on and off of the different loops so that it goes from the intro to the play. So that's what the game class is going to contain. Okay, so so yeah, I think the next task is for you to actually create one. And yeah, when you do, what you want to do is basically look at all of these different variables here and see, do they have to do with the running of the game, right? Because what we want here at the top of our program is just to have a set of objects that are created, right? So you should have this already set up as an object, this bit here set up as an object. We have all our objects here created, and everything else should just be the creation of an object. So I guess one way to think about it is just to say, like, if we had a game class, we could say maybe we could say run is equal to capital game, right? And what that should do, it should create the screen, it should create all of these variables, right? It should create the clock and then the different variables we're using to turn the while loops on and off, right? And then if we do that, then that means run has all of those variables, right? So then when we're over here on intro, we would say run.intro, right? And when we're over here, you would just say run.intro. So every time you reference any of these variables that we created in the constructor of game, you would use the game class object instead. And eventually what we're going to do is we're going to have a game.update, right? That's going to run right down here where all the updates are run, and that's where we'll take care of all the logic that has to do with the running of the game. And specifically, it would be this right here where you're keeping track of the score. Okay. But yeah, for now, go ahead and try and create a game class and implement it here in our main.